Emily sat across from Jason in the quiet cafe where they always dreamed about a future together. And as he spoke softly about building a life with her, his eyes held a warmth that made her believe love could really stay forever. She listened with a shy smile, holding his hand tightly, feeling like she was the luckiest woman in the world to have someone who spoke about us with so much certainty. Jason began sharing his dream of starting a small company, painting a picture of the two of them working side by side and growing together until they had a life filled with stability, love, and a home that echoed with laughter. While Emily's heart fluttered at the thought, she had no idea this dream would one day break her. He told her gently that all he needed was some financial help to get started, assuring her in a soft whisper that everything he earned would belong to both of them because he couldn't imagine a future without her in it. Emily stared into his eyes, feeling safe enough to make a decision that would change everything. Emily spent sleepless nights thinking about her savings money she had collected over years of sacrifices, extra shifts, and dreams she put on hold, but love made her believe sharing it with Jason was the right thing to do. She convinced herself that supporting him wasn't losing something, it was investing in their future together. With a hopeful heart and trembling hands, Emily transferred her entire life savings to Jason, watching him hug her tightly as he promised that she would never regret believing in him. Her chest filled with quiet joy as she whispered to herself that love meant trust, and she had done a beautiful thing. In the beginning, Jason made her feel appreciated as he sent sweet messages about progress, calling her his lucky charm and saying he couldn't wait to give her the life she deserved. Emily saved each message like a treasure, reading them at night with a full heart. Slowly, the warmth in his messages began to fade, and his calls shortened as he often said he was tired or busy. But Emily kept reminding herself that dreams required hard work and patience. She tried not to think about the ache that filled her chest every time he rushed her off the phone. Days turned into weeks of silence, and Emily sat by her phone night after night, hugging herself tightly as fear slowly replaced excitement, wondering if love should feel this lonely. The apartment felt colder without his voice, and every unread message felt like a wound she didn't know how to heal. One evening, with a heavy but determined heart, Emily decided to visit him with homemade dinner and encouragement, hoping her presence would remind him they were in this together. But the shock hit her when she found his apartment door locked and unfamiliar voices inside, and a new tenant calmly told her that Jason had moved out weeks ago. Emily stood frozen in the hallway, gripping the food she brought, as the world around her blurred and her heart sank under a weight she could barely breathe through. She walked away in a daze, feeling like she had lost him, her savings, and the future she built in her heart all at once. Her calls went unanswered, her texts unread, and when she saw that Jason had blocked her everywhere, a quiet, unbearable hurt settled inside her like a storm that wouldn't end. Emily cried softly into her pillow each night, wondering how someone who once kissed her tears away could now be the one who caused them. Weeks later, a friend hesitantly showed her pictures of Jason's wedding to a wealthy woman, grand, extravagant, and filled with smiles that didn't include her leaving Emily staring at the screen with trembling fingers and a heartbreak that felt too heavy for her small body. She realized she was never his future. She was only his stepping stone to a richer life. Emily's healing was slow, quiet, and lonely, but she learned to wake up without checking her phone, to walk without hoping he would return, and to speak kindly to herself like she wished he once did. She took small steps repairing her finances, rebuilding her confidence, and reminding herself she deserved a love that didn't abandon her. Months later, when life had become gentler again, Emily saw Jason by coincidence, but he looked tired, restless, and weighed down by a life that clearly didn't bring him peace. Emily offered a soft, polite smile, not of love, not of hatred, but of someone who had learned to let go, and in that moment, Jason understood he had lost something far more valuable than money. Emily walked away with quiet strength, not needing closure or apologies, because she had finally given herself the love she once gave away too freely. And with every step, she knew she would never again allow someone to make her feel that trusting with her whole heart was a mistake.